Today on the channel, we're looking at the Walmart exclusive Captain America Secret Empire on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're looking at the Walmart exclusive Captain America, part of the exclusive Walmart Con kind of deal that they have every year. Obviously, I got them at Walmart on pre-order. No problems. Everything came like it was supposed to, and we're going to check him out. So if you've been around the channel long enough, you probably know Captain America is my favorite superhero of all time. He's the GOAT for me. And this was yet another version that I was hoping they would make at some point. This character, this version of Steve Rogers, was created when the Red Skull got a hold of Kobik, the sentient evolution of one of the later cosmic cubes, and he had her alter Steve Rogers' reality to where he was like a sleeper agent for Hydra. So this figure is, based off of Hydra Cap. They had restarted the Captain America comic book. Previous to this, he was an old man. The interference of the reality altering abilities of Kobik brought him back to full health and strength, and his adventures began there, culminating in Secret Empire, where he basically almost took over the world. We're going to get him out, check him out, compare him with some other Steve Rogers figures, and perhaps a Bucky, and get you out of here with some final thoughts. So starting with the packaging, you've got Steve in his nice Walmart packaging with the artwork from one of the comics in there. He's got his triangular shield, which we'll talk about a little bit. Got your Hydra Cap logo, which this isn't the first time they've used this, because they made Hydra Cap in like sort of Iron Man-ish armor a few years back. And you've got some Daniel Acuna artwork on the back. And you've got some text, of course. You've got packaging back. Acting as a sleeper agent, an altered version of Captain America leads a secret army intent on taking over the USA in the name of Hydra. Well, there you go. Not a whole lot to the packaging, but, pretty unique. Let's get Steve out and see what we can see. Alright, so we've got Hydra Cap out of the package, and we've got his accessories here. So I guess first we'll go over the shield. So when he came back with this outfit, he had this shield, and Sam Wilson was carrying the original shield at the time because he was also Captain America. So that's when this arc happened, and it was cool, and they gave it like a trick. It was like a little bit more technological than the other shield. It actually is supposed to split in half and sort of have like it became like hot blades. Think MCU Cap with the Wakandan gauntlets on in the movie. It sort of had that function as well as being a shield. So of course I feel a little bit robbed that we didn't get that. But he did carry it as a shield for the most part. So there's that. And of course your other accessories, plural, is 2 fisted hands. So he actually comes with the exact same hands as the Ultimate Captain America figure from last year. In fact, the hands are the same hands as Ultimate Captain America, but they're very well disguised with the paint application on them. So sometimes that's all you got to do to make a figure look different. Do a little different plastic and paint job. Moving on to Steve himself. He is a partial of the Ultimate Captain America, as I mentioned. The parts that seem to be reused, of course, the head, the hands, the legs, most likely the pants, the whole crotchal region, and the boots. And they disguised that well too, because this isn't really how the boots look. They had like a solid kind of plate kind of deal in front of them. And while the legs are the same, the knee pads are not the same as the Ultimate Captain America. So they definitely can stick some different things in the knees to make it look a little bit different. And then of course the belt. And the belt did not look the same. It was actually the first thing that I recognized besides the head as reuse was the belt. So just for reference, the belt looked like this. It was like a modern high-tech belt. And this is just Ultimate Captain America's belt all over again. I'm not complaining. I realize they got to reuse things. And, for now, close enough is close enough. As you can see, he is completely pinless. And these parts are all new. They're not reuses from Ultimate Cap. This chest is new. The arms are new. The entire arm is new. It's not reused from Ultimate Cap. And I can't tell whether the waist is or not. It may be. But I'll look at it when we do a comparison with Ultimate Captain America as well as some others. But these legs definitely are. The big flaw with the Ultimate Captain America figure from last year is his articulation was somewhat hindered up here in the diaphragm. And so the first thing I want to do is see if they corrected that on this figure, and they really didn't. I do think his diaphragm is a little bit better than Ultimate Cap's, but only a little bit. So you'd have to, go on YouTube and look at the instructions of how to Dremel out the inside of this to give him more range here. If you, want him to be posable. I only bought one of these, and I'm certainly not going to risk doing that and messing up my figure. So yeah, guess we're just gonna have to live with it. Obviously, you can do T-pose a little bit higher than 90 degrees. Kicks out to there. Kicks back to about there before you start stretching his legs, which I don't want to do. The double knee, you can kick back to about there. And, this is all the same range of movement on Ultimate Cap because these are all the same parts. except for these knee pads. Same boots. I like how he's not too tight. I don't feel like I need to put him in a hot water bath. You got your boot cut. Pretty good range there. Looks up decently well. Looks down decently well. There we go. Go for extreme on the neck. That actually might be better than Ultimate Cap. But yeah, it's a good looking figure. It was a good looking outfit. You know, if they were gonna change it and go pretty radically different, I thought it was cool. And you know, when this comic book came out, it went like 3 issues or something before they, because I wasn't even sure at the time if they really knew that that's what they were gonna do, make Captain America be evil. The whole thing about what Kobik did in terms of bringing him back but making him evil didn't come out until after something like the 3rd or 4th issue, before you even found out what was going on. The first 3 issues is just Captain America running around beating up bad guys. You didn't have any idea that anything was going on. The other thing about this Steve Rogers is he's still alive. He was in, you know, he's in like a maximum security, super duper ultra maximum security kind of prison dealio. And the whole story was like, you know, what happened if Captain America became, you know, like a bad guy. So, you know, he's one of the most dangerous people alive. But he just happens to be a good guy. So there's your look at Captain America, his articulation and accessories. We're going to gear him up, and then we'll bring in some comparisons. Alright, so here's Cap with his shield, and I switched out his hands for fists. These are the exact same hands that Ultimate Captain America comes with. I don't think they, yeah, I think he actually came with these hands on in the package and everything. I have to look at my Ultimate Captain America video for sure, but this hand definitely. And of course he has a shield throwing hand, but he never really threw this shield as a triangle. Didn't come back. You know, it's not the disc. And he looked pretty good with his shield. It's not too small. You know, they had plenty of time to develop this. I guess it was on the same sprue as Ultimate Cap. These parts all tooled at the same time. It would stand to reason. And you know, he's a good looking figure. So the first thing we're gonna do is bring in some comparisons, starting with Ultimate Cap. So you can kind of see there's a lot of similarities there, but not all of it is super similar. Obviously they have the same head, and here's the alternate head that came with this Captain America, who basically just came with more stuff because he came with extra hands and an extra head, but this one doesn't. Of course I got their shields opposing, but you can see the chests are not anywhere near the same, the arms are not anywhere near the same, but the pants and the legs are, but the knee pads are different. The boots are the same, but with different paint apps. Obviously the belt, although this one is painted better in terms of the buckle. Next up, we've got Cap Wolf Red Onslaught Wave Captain America, which is pretty much the same Captain America as the retro card one, which is the only Captain America I think from a modern standpoint I don't have. I believe most of the Captain Americas I have Marvel Legends. This one is a little more cartoony in the sense there's no scale mail on his outfit, and he comes with this tiny shield, which is from the earlier Captain Americas before they had given him a properly sized shield. But it's not a terrible, it's not a terrible figure. It's about as good as every other cap. In fact, most of the caps that I'm going to show share parts still to this day with this Captain America. That going all the way back to Wave 2 of Hasbro Marvel Legends. We've got OG Cap, Captain America #1, Captain America, I guess we could call him. And we know they've come a long way. I believe this figure probably was like a Toy Biz figure that they just sort of Hasbro sort of made it, it's under the Hasbro banner. Next up, we've got Marvel Now Captain America. And looking at him, this is before they started sizing up the figures. So he's a little shorter, similar to this cap. They're just a little shorter. But it is a nice figure. However, looking at it, I don't know why they wouldn't have used this belt. This belt seems more like the belt that maybe it just wouldn't fit around his waist. I'm not sure. But it seems like these pants and knee pads and boots are what's on the Falcon Captain America figure. And of course, I do have the Target exclusive one on pre-order, so we'll definitely be pulling this Captain America out again because now I'm intrigued. But yeah, Marvel Now. Next up, we've got Marvel 80th Anniversary Captain America, who got an upgraded chest and everything, and was kind of the gold standard of caps for a couple of years, definitely before he got replaced. And the straps are the straps from this Captain America. And they're just straps you stick on his arms, over his arms. They actually fit a little bit better on him than they do on the Cap Wolf cap because his chest isn't that big, so fits on there. But of course, that's supposed to be for when the shield is on his back. Hence why the shield's on his back. This is a major pet peeve of mine. Everywhere you go, you see 20th anniversary Captain Americas with straps on his shoulders, but the shield's on his arm. I wish people would get it straight. Those straps are the straps that are on the shield. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't understand how people can't understand that. We've got the Captain America of Marvel Legends for the time being. 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends. Captain America. Cap's so nice I bought him twice. And it's like the current kind of Captain America that Hasbro uses to market everything, like that. The HasLab Giant Man and all of that. This is the Captain America they're using. And ironically, the photographer took pictures of him with the straps on him. Here are the straps, even though the shield was on his hand. And I don't generally display him with his shield that he came with because it's got the bullet holes, unless I'm, using it with the bullet holes. I actually have one of my old Toy Biz Marvel Legends Captain America shields in his hand. First of all, it's the right size. So, that's what's going on there. Next up, we've got Commander Rogers, who ironically is the only person who has straps on his outfit but doesn't have a shield to put there. He has a photonic shield, which has shown up many times, a few times since its initial debut back in the 90s. And I do have 20th anniversary's Steve Rogers head on them, because the one that they gave him in the package, I just didn't like it that much. Hilariously, minus these straps right here, this belt might actually work better on him in terms of accuracy. I really don't have a problem with that belt. I'm just saying they do have belts that they could use that aren't that one. But not complaining. Oof. Knocked him over. Yeah, Commander Rogers. And of course, you've got Bucky Cap, last year's Walmart exclusive Captain America figure, part of Avengers Beyonders Mightiest lineup. And this is a great figure on the Vulcan body, everything like that. And finally, we've got one more I'm very happy with. So we've got, this is the U.S. Agent body, but U.S. Agent is actually a larger man than Steve Rogers. So when you put U.S. Agent on this body, he looks like a midget compared to kind of what he's supposed to look like. So I had the idea of getting a custom portrait painted to put on him as Steve Rogers as the captain, because before John Walker ever put this uniform on, it was Steve Rogers' uniform when John Walker was serving as Captain America in his stead. And the portrait actually comes from a good buddy, Alex Klein, who I purchased a custom Immortal Hulk head from a little while back. And he has some other portraits that, when life isn't intruding into my collection business, I intend to get. But this is one of the Steve Rogers he gave me as a sample when I bought that Hulk head, and I had it painted up to put on this extra U.S. Agent figure that I obtained from Burlington Coat Factory for like $8. So I thought it was a fair deal. The shield is not Captain America's shield. He had an adamantium shield that was not painted at all. But during the battle, John Walker ended up losing the shield, and so for the final few issues where he was still wearing his outfit, he actually had the original shield. So it's a 3D printed head. You got to worry about the wings breaking off So, I'm just going to stand him up on a shelf and leave him like that until Hasbro gives me an actual Steve Rogers as the captain. So there's your comparisons. I've pretty much shown my entire Captain America collection thus far. So I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Marvel Legends, Captain America, Secret Empire. I was obviously going to always get this figure. Like I said, Captain America is pretty much my favorite Marvel Legends, Marvel hero. And, I'm always looking to get another Steve Rogers. For one thing, in my collection, I have more Iron Mans than Captain Americas, and that's just not right. It's just not right. I do get it that Iron Man is a lot more toyetic, and so you can sell super duper amounts of Iron Mans. And I tend to buy them. I tend to buy Iron Mans because, I read the comics where those suits kind of show up. So you make Iron Man more than Captain America. I have more Iron Mans than Captain Americas. I don't regret the purchases. I just, wish it was different. But this figure is great. They did smart reuse with it. It looks awesome. I don't think anybody can debate that. I do think he articulates just a tad better than Ultimate Captain America in the diaphragm region, even though it's not great. But I'm very happy to have him. I guess the other thing I would probably nitpick about is that they didn't give him a static face, even though they could have. They could have put him in the box with the static face, with the mean face, and gave him a static face as the alternate head. Because he's still, pretty mean looking. It's Ultimate Steve Rogers, not Steve Rogers. So, I wish they did that. It's going to be hard to, take another Captain America, Ultimate Captain America, and paint match the head to this one. It's going to be very difficult to do, so I wish they just kind of did that from the beginning. But it's a nitpick. All told, I'm going to give this figure a 9 out of 10. Some reuse, but there's enough new there to make him stand out as a awesome Cap from, Captain America's long publication history. So, yeah, definitely glad to have him. Alright, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I got more Cap coming in the very near future. And you will be seeing him soon. And I'm not even talking about the Sam Wilson Cap. So, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We are trying to build the channel, get get an audience going, more of a following, and get our voice out there. I do have a lot to say about action figures, so please support the channel. Till next time, everybody stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.